You join me today back with Ian's lovely M535i. Today the plan is to sort of have a look in the engine bay and get it stripped out from all the monstrosities that are hiding under the bonnet. We've got manky oil everywhere, we've got brake lines that are like a spaghetti. It's definitely not a pretty place, so we're going to get all that out of the way, give it a good old clean, and then start putting it back together with some new brake lines. They're going to be nice and straight and actually run where they're supposed to be, and give it a nice place for the engine to actually sit. As you can see in here, it's not actually a terrible place to be, but there's definitely some tidying up to be done. First port of call is definitely going to be to pull this oil cooler out, along with getting some of this wiring up out of the way, pulling the fuse box out, and then finally taking all these brake lines out. We can really see whoever's done these has done an absolutely terrible job. And it's little bits like that can absolutely ruin a car like this. You've got a lovely engine sitting in an engine bay, and then sort of brake lines in the background that just make it look like it's been done by a child. Really not ideal. Subframe is actually away at the coats at the moment, so that's going to come back looking all shiny. We've got a bit of chassis rail repair to do in there as well, but we'll get onto that later. For the moment, we're just going to be focusing on the engine bay. This front cross member, as you can see there, is definitely not ideal. That's we're definitely going to have a look at that, and maybe actually have to do a couple of repairs on that, because it looks like it's got quite a bit of corrosion on it. But once it's all clean and we've got everything out of the way, we'll go from there, I think. Happy days. Let's crack on. Hurrah! Oil cooler is out. The lines definitely need replacing, the oil cooler definitely seen better days. We'll get that cleaned up and we'll go from there. Next thing's going to be to remove that cylinder. Obviously the nuts that hold that in are inside the car, so I'm going to have to give my hands and arms a good wash and crawl up inside and get them removed. There's 4 holding it on, then that should get that unit out of the way, so I can then take that accumulator out from behind it. Quite a lot of crud sitting on top of that chassis rail, so I definitely want that corner of the bay to be all sort of free of ancillary, so I can really get in there and give it a good detail.
Yeah, whoever's done the brake lines and that before.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What? I've never seen brake lines that look like they're plaited together.
Yeah, and it's they're not a thing you just sort of, you can't rush brake lines. They take, if you do a shit job, it still takes quite a lot of time. You'll flare all the ends and bend them out. It's really not a lot of extra work just to route them nicely. At least run them along some sort of straight edge.
Yeah, other than that, it looks
not too bad.
Quite tight.
Just dirty. It's just oily, and so once it's all cleaned up, front cross member I'm a bit not worried about. There's a few bits to do on it. And obviously there's a bit of welding and whatnot, and a few past repairs that aren't really up to standard to finish below. Well, there we go, brake lines are pretty much ready to come out. You can see as I've sort of lightly pulled them out, they're an absolute spaghetti mess. It is hideous. So where the last person put that hideous brake pipe and that copper pipe work in, they didn't bother removing the old stuff. Hence why down in here you'll see sort of a couple of pipes there, so they're the ones that sort of head up around the back, and then they've just been terminated there. As you can see, they've been cut off, so we'll pull them out, and we'll have to put new ones in there as well. We're now underneath the car, and just going to remove the changes to the template, so that's pretty good shape. Good training to it, is it? Yeah, there's our clutch line. I'll use that as a template because it's the original. It's not in bad shape, but there are a few bits that have started to fur up a bit. But definitely better than a new one being made. So I've had a busy day, obviously, in the engine bay, cleaning that up, getting all the brake pipes out and all the monstrosities that are hidden in there, ready to give that a bit of a detail and clean up tomorrow. Back under Ian's car today. Plan is to do a bit of chassis repair, so we've got this sort of corrosion, worse on this side as you can see, quite a few holes. Also got these anti-roll bar mounts that have been incorrectly fitted, so when I get them off, count the bore for these nuts to sort of sit in the chassis rail, then get them welded up properly, because I'm not entirely sure how good that join is there. Crack on with that for the start, I think. Bingo. See, we've got the anti-roll bar mount. We're not massively happy with the way it's been fitted. It's a bit of corrosion underneath it, which is left open metal, so that would have rusted out pretty quick. Also, the inside of this hadn't been primed or painted, so that would have also had water just rusting up. So, plan is clean up all this crappy shit here. Sort of make a couple of holes in the chassis for that to sit in nice and tight. Get that sitting flush and then seam it around the edge, and that should be a lot better finish. So over to the vice. So cleaned up our mount now. As we can see, no gap under it. Sitting nice and flush with the actual chassis rail. A lot nicer than that. Oh, nice. Here we have a hole cut in it.
gee. Oh, it's a treat, isn't it? It's quite bad.
Yeah.
Well, not nice, is it?
First cam shot of the rusty hole. So we'll get a new section cut out, welded in there, stressed back. Probably put a little lip up there, a little strengthening piece. Blow out all the chassis rail and then give it a good old squirt of rust inhibitor up in there to sort of keep it healthy for in the future. Obviously I've got sort of water running down in the engine bay, can sort of work its way. That's what this drain hole's supposedly for, but obviously the water's been sitting over here and actually rusted through the chassis rail. So we've got a bit of dressing back to do here, clean up these edges, get a leg template up and get a new section in there and we'll be good to go. Rightio. So we've got our anti-roll bar mount sort of all in there. That's now properly welded onto the actual chassis rail as opposed to that one which is literally just tacked on either side. Also it's been welded on in front of that big old mountain of shit. I've put a plate in there just to sort of give that chassis rail a bit of strength again. As you can see, this one's not quite as bad, but I'm not sure where our plate that came out is. There we go. As we can see, it's not in the worst shape ever, but definitely there. It's sort of a low point that the water would have corroded through. That's pretty manky, a shit hole as well. But out with the old, in with the new, so that should last another 4 years. So we can get the other side done now, and then have a little clean up of a few other bits before we underseal the lot. Heading to the back of the car. Next area to address once I've done the chassis rails is sorting out this towing eye. Basically, first port of call is cleaning up all that underseal. So I don't know if it's I don't know the state of everything underneath, and I'd hate for Ian to have a mechanical problem and need to use his tow hook or whatever, you know, whether it's getting winched onto a trailer or not, and that to just come flying off, which obviously cause a lot of damage. So we'll get onto that. There's a few other little areas I'd like to address under here, which definitely aren't ideal, but we've also got to remember this is only sort of a sympathetic underside restoration. We're not going mad. Just making it so it's a little bit better than it is at the moment, really. So pretty happy with that. Sure, repeat it on that side. I don't think the corrosion will be quite as bad as that side, but we'll still cut it out and have a look. Then once both sides are done, put a new drain hole in the bottom, give it a full-on squirt of sort of a rust inhibitor up in there, maybe like a wax oil product, just to sort of keep it nice and happy in there. But time to move on to this side, which is basically a repeat. So zoom forward a bit, and hopefully we'll be looking a bit better. There's also a few issues up here. Quite like to straighten that bit out, clean that corrosion off, and give this a coating or something. We're not going to be sort of painting the engine bay any lower, so we'll have to decide what we're going to do there to sort of keep it looking smart. We'll get to that when we get to that. Obviously, as we saw there, not in a well way, and I'm not having a lot of luck finding a repair panel, so I'm going to jump on eBay and have a little look and see what we can find. Hoping there's someone sort of local, maybe breaking one, you never know. Oh, hello, bingo. Juicy meatballs. That looks like the kitty. Very nice. So we've got E28 guys breaking it by the looks of it. Body shell doesn't look too bad. Bit of rust in places, but nothing like hideous. Obviously the bit I need is down in there, that's the important bit, so I'm going to drop him a message and see if I can sort out going to cut that out. He'll probably want to cut the whole front of the car out, but we'll see how we get on. Happy days. Well, the guy's actually messaged back and said he's got that panel and he's going to cut it out for me, so I'm going to grab the keys to the van, head off. Goodbye, Mr. Ben. Bon voyage. First person shooter, baby. Oh. I'm going to give him a couple of beers. Because there's no better payment than a couple of beers. Obviously I can't give him all of these, because then there'll be no emergency beers in the fridge. I'm gonna grab that. Oh, that mayonnaise does look tasty. And we are off. Where are we heading? Down to St Leonard's, I believe. So the Escort 55, of course, is one of the fastest production vans ever produced. And then we get boom, 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 boom. And we're off. Here we go. Here we go. And this is where, with the joy of technology, we switch to a time lapse. There she is. The man's got a bit of an obsession for a Z4 by the looks of it. Cut that bit, Dan, cut that out. Bloody Z3s. Z3 convertibles. What are you talking about? There is a rusty, crusty E28 shell. Oh, best bloody mask up, actually. You know, these strange times we live in. Hello, mate.
Hello.
How's it going?
Yeah.
Do you mind being videoed?
Oh, no.
Sweet. Yeah, I don't know. Well, we're doing a little like restoration YouTube thing about the customer's car. So
it's confused feelings about it.
okay.
It's too good.
Yeah, it doesn't look that rot
Like
as compared to some of them.
It's a bit over here.
Yeah.
There's like usual spots, you know.
Yeah, on the bottom.
But like a chassis rear beam mount.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah. How come you're cutting it up?
I did not mean to buy it. I went to buy a bonnet.
Okay.
And I came back with a car.
Yeah, as you do. Are all the Z3s yours as well?
It's another
Yeah, I
around
saw
the corner.
3. I think I counted 3.
Yeah, here is a 3
Three.
and then one around the corner, the black one. 1.9.
Yeah.
That one is for sale. So you what exactly you're doing? You're doing like sport?
Yeah,
engines,
I normally
tuning
do
them?
sort of like M3s. Do a lot of M3s, E46s mainly.
Yeah.
But we started getting newer sort of F80s in. But yeah, we got an E28 535i in for sort of engine rebuild.
Ian's.
And yeah, Ian's. Yeah, did you watch the video? Yeah.
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 I did.
Yeah, a bit of rot underneath and whatnot.
Yeah, in the YouTube video I will mention you and where that part is going, because not everyone can strip it, cut it out, and document it. So
Yeah.
I'm doing some little documentary.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
So I mentioned a few
Oh,
bits.
funny. Yeah, we've only just started doing YouTube.
Yeah.
Like 3 months ago or something.
You wanna have a look then?
Yeah, let's go for it.
So you cut the front. In the places
Yeah.
like it's in the welding spot.
Yeah,
places.
it's done. Oh, nice job. Yeah.
So with minimum damage. And we have here your part.
Oh, here we have it. Oh, yeah, that's a bit better.
It will need a bit.
Yeah, but compared to the one
fixing.
I've got, it's all.
But this is on the flat spot, and the main bit
Yeah.
is a middle bit.
Yeah, that's
and
bloody
looks-
mega. That.
And I left these. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
How
not too
much
sure
you-
where I'm going to cut it in yet.
So you can adjust it. I left as much meat as possible for
Yeah.
welding.
Yeah, the one I've got is just right
I
out
saw-
there.
I
I don't know if
saw-
the
I saw
rad's
on
just
the-
been
on the
leaking and
video.
dripping on it for bloody years. But
Yeah, but this one was also soaked in oil. I was washing
Yeah.
like it took me an hour to wash it.
it's
This-
always good when cars have an oil leak. You don't get as much rust.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's going to be perfect. That.
Yeah. So yeah, welcome to my office. It's my little office.
Yeah. And what sort of specs that one at the back there?
It's 2.7 ETA, 2.5 ETA,
Ooh.
ETE, M Sport
Yeah.
from the factory.
Very
with,
nice.
With the documentation.
Yeah.
It's Euro model.
Yeah. Left-hand drive.
Left-hand drive, yeah. Has BBSs. Desirable BBSs. In Yeah, in that state, they will need to be refurbished.
Oh, cool.
Sorry for the mess.
That's all right.
If you want, I can show you my workshop.
Yeah, why not? Let's go for it. Where are we heading?
Come in.
So we're just heading back to Alex's workshop. Hello.
Sorry, it's my dad.
Yeah, no problem.
I hope he did not scare you in the dark.
Always good to have a shed.
Oh yeah, this we just built literally for free
Yeah.
from the pallets.
Oh really?
What cost is just.
Can't complain about.
Of course, it's messy, but we're just starting.
Yeah, gotta have a shed.
Good shed, good working space, and try to work. This is all
E28 bits there, as you can see by the grill.
Yeah, everything nicely stacked. Arms, front hubs.
Yeah, a lot of it looks looking in really good condition. Right, so we've just finished talking to Alex, and yeah, really grateful for him for actually cutting that out the front of his car that he's sort of breaking up. He's given me a little tour around his old workshop with it. He's got another E28 in there, which is a pretty nice example, left hooker, so that was pretty cool. And yeah, just a nice guy to talk to. Obviously a bit of a Z3 nut, so maybe you can't really see that there, but we've got our panel. I'm really happy with the condition of it, so I'm going to can't wait to get in the workshop tomorrow, sort of compare it with Ian's and how we're going to actually get that fitted in. Yeah, as I can say, proper happy with that, and yeah, really nice guy, and actually pretty passionate about his BMW. It's good to have a chat with him as well, as I'm sure you saw.